Now, right across Australia, Alan Jones.
Yes, it is at 22.5 minutes to 6 on Tuesday, June 26. Now, we're broadcasting from this beautiful Capitol Theatre, which has been refurbished. Mind you, I can't see a thing. It's pitch dark up here. Oh, I should explain at home if you're wondering why I'm talking like this. We're at the Capitol Theatre, this beautiful Capitol Theatre in Sydney, where there is this magnificent production of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, one of the funniest shows you'll ever see, and brilliant talent. It is Australia's most successful homegrown musical, and it's based, as you know, on the 1994 Academy Award-winning movie of the same name. Now, if you want to see it, you'll need to be quick because the show closes on July 21. Then they're off to Adelaide at the Festival Theatre. And my old Brisbane listeners, you've got to go. This is a hoot, but my God, extraordinary performances by the lead players, Tony Sheldon, Euan Doidge, and David Harris. And we're sitting outside the bus. The bus. I must say, the bus doesn't always look like that in the show. And sometimes there is a bit of sort of, funny language written on the bus, which you'll just have to close your eyes and pretend it doesn't exist. But it's a marvellous show. Just go to priscillathemusical.com.au. We'll hear from the boys later, or the girls, and they'll sing for us. Wonderful, wonderful music. So a couple of very special musical performances for you this morning. And after 8 o'clock, I'll be joined by the three divas. They're the ones that sort of come out of the roof here somewhere and arrive and sing for us. And then after 8:30, Tony and David and Euan will be with us. We'll have a chat and they'll sing for us as well.
Production costs for this broadcast are provided by the Michael Cassell Group.
I'm joined on the stage at this ridiculous early hour for singers, I got to tell you. So I'm sorry, girls. Well, they're supposed to be coming out of the ceiling, but we've been dudded. But I've got the bus behind me here. By Angelique Casamatas, Sam Hagan and Clee Morgan. Now, they're the three divas. And their role, in the words of the show, is to descend from on high, they come from out of the ceiling up here, to lead the fabulous chorus numbers and drive the story along with their uplifting voices. Now, when we say descend from on high, I mean literally that. And the costumes they wear are out of this world, but they're sort of in their pyjamas this morning because it's so early. So here they are, Angelique, Sam and Clee. Girls, take it away.
That
goodness me. Oh. Now, look, I've got to apologise to the girls. The unkindest thing you can do to gifted artists like this is to ask them to sing at 8:20 in the morning. So the only booking you've got to do today is to book to see this wonderful production of Priscilla Queen of the Desert at the Capitol Theatre, where we've been all morning. I gave you the history of this remarkable place. It was going to be demolished at one stage, but anyway, it was once a circus arena, and the platform for all of that is underneath where all those chairs are out there. But that's a story for another day. Look, you've got to be quick because the Sydney season finishes on July 21, and then on to the beautiful Adelaide, and then on to Brisbane. Adelaide in August, and then Brisbane from September 29. All the details, this is must. Now, I never give you a dud. I know your money is hard to come by, and the disposable income is limited, but you want a good night out. This is it. You'll laugh till you fall off the chair. PriscillaThemusical.com.au. We've heard from the three divas before. Now it's time for the three stars. Tony Sheldon, David Harris and Euan Doidge. Tony, a legend of the Australian stage. That is understating the significance of his contribution to the world of the theatre, both here and internationally. Bernadette. David is a graduate of the TDP. We had another graduation of the Talent Development Project last night, and he's tick. And Euan, most recently you saw him in Kinky Boots, is Felicia. We'll talk to them in a moment. Let's start with some music. This is the last song before the finale. Here they are, Tony, David and Euan with We Belong.
Many times I tried to tell you, many times I cried alone. Always I'm surprised how well you cut my feelings to the bone.
Don't wanna leave you really, I've invested too much time
to give you up that easy, to the doubts that complicate your mind. We belong to the light, we belong to the thunder, we belong to the sound of the words we've all fallen under. Whatever we deny or embrace, for worse or for better, we belong, we belong, we belong together. Maybe it's a sign of weakness when I don't know what to say.
Maybe I just wouldn't know what to do with my strength anyway.
Have we become a habit? Do we distort the facts? Now there's no looking forward, now there's no turning back. When we say we belong to the light, we belong to the thunder, we belong to the sound of the words we've all fallen under. Whatever we deny or embrace, for worse or for better, we belong, we belong, we belong together. We belong, we belong, we belong together. We belong.
Oh dear. Here they are. Here they are. It's a wonderful story, this, a success story for the people who are here. Of course, the producer, the Michael Cassell Group. And I got Michael Cassell, it seems so long ago, his first job. I get lots of letters every day, as you know, and I answer them all. And a letter from a young fellow signed Michael, well, I didn't know he was young, signed Michael Cassell, and would I launch or open his Christmas production at the Wollongong Showgrounds. And I wrote back and I said, well, look, I never say no to someone who's trying to do something worthwhile, but I don't know who you are, who are you? And he wrote back and said he was 15. 15? So I said, right, so I've got to do it, I've got to go. So I went down to the Wollongong Showgrounds, and there were Santa Clauses everywhere, there were balloons, there were tents and whatever, and I said to him, who did this? I did. No, hang on. Oh, sorry, he walked up, he's, hello, Mr. Jones, we shook hands. I said, who did all this stuff everywhere? I did. No, I mean the tents and the market. No, me. You did the lot. So then he said, could Tony love this? He said, well, can you get me a job? I'd love to work in sort of the theatre. I worked for Harry Miller, and Harry Miller was managing me at the time. And I said, well, Harry will employ anyone who will work for nothing. Tony knows the significance of that.
Exactly.
So Michael got the job with Tony, then he got another job, then he went to New York to work for Disney. And I shouldn't be telling this story, but it's a very significant story. So he came to me a couple of years ago and said, I've got to see you. So he came in and we made him some cucumber sandwiches, and he sat down, and I said, what's the story? He said, Disney have offered me the role, run the whole show in Southeast Asia. Really? Well, I said, you've said no, haven't you? The poor young bloke's jaw dropped. I said, listen, if Disney think you're good enough to run Southeast Asia, you're good enough to put up your own shingle. Say no and start at Michael Cassell. See, this is true. So anyway, we went off terribly dejected and disappointed. So about a month later, he wanted to see me. And I said to Luke, I've just seen him. What's he want to see me? Righto. So he came over, the same old story, cucumber sandwiches. Remember the last meeting? I told you to knock that. Did you say no? I did. And here we are. Kinky Boots, Michael Cassell Productions, and this is the young man. Hey, what does David and Euan think about working with this bloke?
Tony Sheldon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all right. No, it's absolute joy every night, and that's the thing. We're working with another actor on stage when you know that you can, within the constraints of the show and the script and everything, you know that you are going to be fresh every show. And with Tony, you just bounce off
You've
him.
done 1,750 shows.
1,900.
Now.
Oh, yeah.
But until now, you did Australia, New Zealand, Toronto, Broadway, West End.
Yep, and now back here, and I think this is the best version.
Isn't it? Aren't these talented, these young blokes?
It's just a joy every single night. It's a real team. We're a trio.
It is a team.
And you do the sort of this is you, and I've known for ages you do the backward somersault and so on. But you're a gymnast.
Yes, I used to be a gymnast, yeah.
Won a few titles.
Just a few. I was a little guy then.
What about the costumes? How long does it take you to get in and get out, and then the multiple changes? Nightmare.
Yeah, we don't really have that much time to get in and out of them. We've got a wonderful team backstage that help us in and out, and sometimes we've got 5 people on us pulling bits of clothing off and mask on and glitter lips on and
people
another costume on and hairdressers on.
Yeah.
And,
I know.
Yeah, people on the bus hiding. There's about 4 or 5.
The bus is something else again, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've warned them already. We just might have to close our eyes at a little bit of the language on the side of the bus, but it doesn't matter. We're a very broad-minded community, aren't we?
Exactly.
But the cost, theatre's changed, Tony, hasn't it? To think that you can do this sort of thing now. It is a big production, isn't it? And it's glamorous.
Oh, it's mammoth, and I always equate it to like the old shows of the Tivoli, a return to spectacle, because you can't put the desert on stage in Priscilla Queen of the Desert.
No.
So what do? You have fantasy costumes. It's almost like the whole thing is a series of dream sequences. And so we've got these spectacular Ziegfeldian costumes.
I know. And you and David, did you ever think you'd perform at the Whoop Whoop pub?
It was my aspiration from a young kid. I've made
dream
it.
come true.
But it recreates, that's the notion of the way in which Outback Australia would react to sort of 3 drag queens arriving in the middle of town.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I always think of this as sort of like a road movie, Bing and Bob and Dottie L'Amour, except I'm Dottie L'Amour. The road to the Outback, and encountering all these unsavoury characters.
The hidden agenda here is that you then broaden their understanding and they then become part of it. They embrace you. It starts with this antipathy towards who are these people, go home, but then they become part of the show and enjoy it. And I think that's a social metaphor for Australia too, isn't it? We've grown up a bit.
Well, yes, and it's demystifying the unknown, because drag queens had never been the heroes of a story before the film of Priscilla, and so they were always the other. They were the unknown quantity, and it's just, exposing them to the characters that they meet in the Outback. They realise that they're the same. They want to be friends, they want families.
When you find out that Tick has a son and you suddenly faint to the floor, that's not easy to do.
I don't think about it, I just do it. I'm not a gymnast like you.
You've got to get up again. Hey, listen, wonderful show. You've got now then Adelaide and then Brisbane.
Yeah.
Wonderful. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for you.
Yeah, and we haven't done Adelaide or Brisbane before, so it'd be great to go to those cities.
There you are. Well, I've got to go now. Oh, Ross is winding me up. Thank you so much. Euan Doidge, Tony Sheldon and David Harris. Great stars, Priscilla. Now, look, as I said, beg, borrow or steal. Buy some tickets for your mum or your family. They've got to go before the season ends here. And you just go to the website, which is priscillathemusical.com.au. Thanks. I know, Ross. I'm with it, Ross. I'm okay. Thanks for your company, and I'll see you tomorrow. All the best. Bye-bye.